All right, ladies and gentlemen, what it do? Hey, this is a
don't know.
welcome back to Kicking It with Just Kstylz on Free Agency Monday. Let me introduce the fam over here. Like I said, you got on this side, you got Mister Bad Mike
Mike,
Sports,
Mike. This
the
weird
mad
thing.
scientist. Yeah,
This weird thing
yeah,
on that.
yeah. And then y'all know this guy at the bottom of me right here. You got Mr. Jew Talk Sports. Calm before the storm. And this is your host here, Just Kstylz, the sixth man, the enigma, whatever. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing on this interesting 7:30 daylight time? It still looks weird out here.
Chilling, bro. I can't. I'm not even adjusted to the time yet, yo. It seems like it's a lot earlier. I'm still trying to get used to it.
Yeah, I'm not used to it, especially when you got a
Yeah.
1-year-old just going around screaming at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like, look, you need every dang hour, minute, second you can get. So absolutely, man.
Oh man, hold on. Before we go ahead and get started, we already got a $5 super chat in the building.
Oh, hold on, Miss Maggie, I am not old, okay?
Oh, oh yeah. If y'all didn't know, Mad Mike just had a birthday.
Yeah,
Like I
man.
said, ain't no such thing as old. You old when you're 6 feet under. Remember that.
right.
But
Right. I appreciate
but
it. I appreciate everybody,
but
man.
but like I said, Greg Brown came with the $5 super chat. Said my beloved Falcons need a coupon for free agency.
Hey,
They might need they need some WIC vouchers for free agency right now.
Man.
Boy, if you see what these players going for right now, boy, Falcons ain't got a shot to get nobody. But let's go ahead and get some of the shout outs in the crew right in the chat right now. Like I said, we see Mr. Ghost Peppers in the building. We got Fred Moore Jr., Andrew G, Michael Walker, Joseph Thornton, Reggie C2K. We got a new name here. Dalqualian Denning. What's going on, man? Welcome to the family, ATM 3405.
good, man. Tell your peeps about your boy, Mad Mike Sports, Atlanta Falcons, Nation Utah Sports, and Just Kstylz. You got to type it in, Just Kstylz. All right?
Exactly. That's how you do it. Tony, oh look, we already got damn comments in here. Tony Wright talking about it feels like we haven't seen you in 10 years. Oh man. You see the love we get already, man.
Man, I love it.
See all the love we get, man. That Asia talk about we so broke we can't even shop at the dollar store, boy. If you can't shop at the dollar store, man.
Wow.
Oh my god. This shit that is booty right there, boy. It's just gonna be boring day for Falcons fans, but it's gonna be fun for football fans. I tell you that much.
The 1 cent candy show. I don't know if you guys remember the 1 cent candy show, but but that's what we shopping at right now. 100 pieces for $1.
Say can't even get 100 pair of socks for $10, man. This shit, that's just messed up, man. All right, but fellas, you know what today's episode is? It is the first day of free agency, and what a frenzy day has been so far. Are there any signings that y'all seen that kind of surprised y'all right now, or is like what?
I'll say this. I'm gonna start it off with this because I got to get this on my chest. I got to get this off my chest. But I don't like that comment from Drew Rosenhaus. Like, I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was essentially saying that his relationship with Bill Belichick over the last 30 years was came in big this free agency. And for me, just as a fan, I don't want to feel like the coaches and their relationship with agents, like that's essentially what what college the problem with college football. It's like the booters and the ADs and like all those guys, like they running, they're the calls for guys like, I mean, look, I'm just gonna be real. This is the reason why we at Georgia we get guys like Justin Fields and Eason. These guys come from across the nation just to be with the team. It's like it's manipulation on my hands. Like for me, it's manipulation, and I don't want to feel like as a fan. I'm just speaking as a fan right now. Like I'm not talking about business and all that. I'm talking about strictly fans. Anytime you hear that shit, when you're talking about an agent saying he has a relationship, a 30-year relationship with him, and then all of the damn they sound like 6 people, all of them from him. Bruh. Like what the hell? All of them were for him, dude. Rosenhaus. Come on, bro. Like that's not. If that right there isn't tampering, I don't know what the heck is.
Bruh, they spent $150 million on the first day of free agency. Then J-Rock put the thing up and said, before this year, they spent a total of $350 million on free agency. They spent $150 million already. Oh man, but Jew, before we get to your take on this, let's go and get a couple of these comments that's in here. ATM 3405 Ashton said, we got enough. He said, we got enough to get ramen noodles though. And we ain't even got enough of those. You just got a pack that just says noodles on there. That's about what we can afford. David M says, there is a reason why the Jets and Jags stay with huge money. Nobody wants it. That's what.
Wow.
Hey man, we got another $5 super chat coming in this thing. We got Gregory Brown came with another $5. $5 super chat said free agency may be bad, but Falcons fans can look forward to the Aints being trashed for a while.
Woo! Boy.
Speaking of that, I wanted to get y'all take on this Taysom Hill. What do we call it, Mike? The Taysom Hill Suki Hana contract he signed.
That was a Suki Hana deal. That's what that was.
That was a Suki Hana deal, bro. God damn.
Boy, you get
he get nothing.
You get nothing. Oh, you getting a good deep throat. That's what you getting. God forgive me for saying that, but you getting a good deep throat for that one. They doing you all wrong. They doing you all wrong for that one.
Oh my God, bro!
I can't believe you cook it, but Jew, man, let the people know.
All right, Jew, go ahead, man. Go ahead, boy. Before we get started on that.
Hey, now y'all good. I want to kind of hit on what Mike was talking about with the Patriots. It's not so much of the deal because we already know that the Patriots is known for cheating and tampering and all of that. I believe that that's been going on. I'm not too worried about that, but it just proves that the Patriots are worried about, we always talk about egos. Bill Belichick wants another Super Bowl. Now that Brady didn't win another Super Bowl without him, the whole thing with the Patriots is we have to win one without Tom Brady, period. Now, do I believe they're going to be able to win one this season with a quarterback like Cam Newton? I don't, because high powered the Chiefs and some of the teams in the AFC are. The Buffalo Bills is an up-and-coming team. The Tennessee Titans is still a pretty strong team. And the Baltimore Ravens, those teams are still strong. And you have the Cleveland Browns. That's a team that was coming on last year as well. So I really don't think that the Patriots are going to be Super Bowl contenders next year, but I believe all of these signings that we're seeing, Bill Belichick and the Patriots organization was embarrassed last year by Tom Brady winning a Super Bowl 1 year removed from being off their roster. So all of those people that's really been asking who deserves the most credit for those 6 championship trophies there in New England and Foxborough, was it more Bill Belichick or was it more Tom Brady? With Tom Brady winning, in Tampa, even though he was on a loaded roster, we know how hard it is to win a Super Bowl, especially to go to a whole new situation with COVID-19 and all of that going on. Limited practice time, limited training camp, limited no preseason. Like, I really believe that Bill Belichick was embarrassed because they didn't even make the playoffs last year. They really weren't even competitive last year. So I really think it got more to do with egos than it has to do with so much of cheating. I know tampering, like we know Drew Rosenhaus coming out and saying that was just ridiculous. But we know how the front office with the New England Patriots, and we know how they get down. So I really think them signing all these players is just basically their ego. They were embarrassed last year with Tom Brady going and winning that Super Bowl. It was a reason that Tom Brady was standing on that podium with the trophy in his hand with that smirk on his face, like, yeah, I did it. Y'all said I was too old. I did it without you, Bill Belichick. I did it without doing it the Patriot way, because you always hear about the Patriot way, the Patriot way. The only way you can win is by doing it their way. Well, Tom Brady proved that he went somewhere else. He did it his way. You didn't hear nothing about the Patriot way there in Tampa. He basically went on and won without them. So really, I really feel like Bill Belichick was embarrassed by the way that Tom Brady, like basically right now, Tom Brady has the leg up on Bill Belichick right now, as far as who gets the most credit, because he's done it without him. So this is just like that Shaq and Kobe type deal. When Shaq left the Lakers and went to play with the Miami Heat, he won with D Wade. And then Kobe later on in his career was able to win 2 without Shaq. And, they was beefing before Kobe passed. They finally ended the beef that they had, him and Shaq and Kobe, the beef that they had. And I really believe that it's the same type of beef with Tom Brady and with Bill Belichick. And I don't know if you guys have been watching, but I be watching a lot of different podcasts. And it was a podcast that T.O. has, Get Your Popcorn Ready. He had Asante Samuel on his podcast. And basically, Asante Samuel was talking about how the front office of New England and how Bill Belichick and them rolled, like they weren't trying to pay him. They kind of were doing him the same way to do it that Dallas was doing Dak, as far as not wanting to pay him, even though he was one of the top corners in the league at the time. They franchise tagged him. And he talked about he didn't enjoy his time playing for the New England Patriots. He said he hated when he was with that organization. Even though they won, he didn't like the way that they went about winning, because basically Bill Belichick did everything he could possible to not pay players. And we've seen that over the years. This is the first time we've really seen the Patriots dishing out money like they're doing right now. But that's because they're embarrassed and they're trying to find any avenue to get back to being a contender for a Super Bowl. That's the only reason they spent this money. And I'll throw it back to you guys because I don't want to take too much time.
So what you saying, that they basically overcompensating for their fuck ups?
Yeah, kind of like the Jamon Brown in Carpenter situation with PD.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Goddamn it. Hold on. I saw a comment up here earlier. Michael Walker said that I wanted to take this. Nelson Aguilar got $26 million.
That dude dropped so many passes. I don't know how he gets still getting contract.
But
if I'm not mistaken, New England, I heard that New England signed him. I don't know if if they matched the offer, but New England actually signed Nelson Aguilar. So
like I said, I think they did, but 26 million, no. I'll be damned if I get that motherfucker.
I'm not paying 26 million for a dang what's his name? He's just Taylor.
I call him half-handed. He's half-handed, man. All right, let's get some more of these shout-outs going in here. They said YMOF Jamal in the building. We got Ghost Peppers, Devon Stafford in the building. I saw Jarvis Wade. He said hi. I saw Jarvis Wade. He gave me the restaurant name. That's gonna be a road trip going to Warner Robin because I'm right around the city of Atlanta. But I go down there one of these days. Charlene Samuel, we got one right here said, I don't think free agency will be trashed. I think something will develop on Tuesday and so forth. kind of gets to the next thing I wanted to talk about was far as how do y'all feel about Matt Gano getting that second round tender?
For me personally, I think it's we've been saying this. They value this man is an offensive lineman. That's why we got to keep thinking about it. This he is an offensive lineman, so he thinks like offensive lineman. What does a quarterback need? What's the offense need? Well, they need offensive linemen. And the fact that they put a second round tender on him, that pretty much tell you what their value for him. So if you're going to sign Gano, he's a very good piece. It's like we've seen him play left guard. I've seen him play left guard, left tackle in the preseason. I don't remember. I think Jack Matthews may have went out a play or two when he played left tackle, but that wasn't it wasn't long enough for him like to really like value or do some film on him to see if he can be a left tackle. But he's playing right guard. He played right tackle. Like he played almost every position except for center position. Like he's this swing us. Like for me, I would not be surprised if the Falcons actually make him the left guard. Well, a lot of people are saying it's like right now, like whether or not you would draft Penny Sewell if he's there at that book. Like this for me, this pretty much knocks that out. We're not getting Penny Sewell with just this deal because that's a high pick. If they don't match it, the Falcons are going to have to pay him for that tender. So that tender is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $5 million at the least. We're talking about at the least. So he's going to like that right there is that right there is money. So I expect him to be our left guard. I think he's going to be our left guard with that deal. That's just my expectation.
Go ahead, Drew.
I agree with what Mike was saying. Like, I think Matt Gono, he was like one of the MVPs to me, as far as the guys that came, like that was the next man up type situation. I think he was one of the unsung heroes of our team, just for the mere fact that when we did, I don't remember who went down with injury. Was it Caleb McGarry? I don't remember. I think it was Caleb McGarry. I know the one game we played against the Chargers.
It was Caleb McGarry.
He shut down Bosa.
He shut down Bosa.
Yeah, he shut Bosa down, and Bosa is a dog. So when I seen him shut him down, and he really wasn't having any help, like we mainly running scat protection. Like we were, we love Dirk Cutter loves to do 5 wide, 4 wide, 3 wide. So he didn't have nobody chipping on the way out. He was doing it by himself. He was handling his business. So I mean, to me, Matt Gono is a grown man. He's really a starter. But I love having him at that swing position because you never know who's going to go down with injury. So I love this by Arthur Smith and by Terry Fontenot. I think they're doing a pretty good job from the guys that we've retained so far. And I don't know where we're going to go heading on in this show. So I don't want to jump too far ahead of myself. But I've liked what Terry have done so far. As far as the players that we've brung back, out of the young guys that we brought back, I think he's doing a pretty good job. And I think they've done a good job of evaluating the talent that's on this team. Like for the guys they let walk, like the Keanu Neals and the KZs, I think that they've done a good job basing off of injury. Because we, for whatever reason, we like re-signing guys that have injury problems. And it seems like those days are over with the Falcons. Like if you have a huge injury, the chances of you getting a contract, especially if you get injured in a contract year, it doesn't look like this front office playing that. Like they want you to go out, show, and prove. And I kind of like that. Like, to me, we've been too nice in free agency with signing guys, and it looks like those days are over. So, like, when I seen them not bring back a Keanu Neal and a KZ, I'm like, well, so much for, like, a Todd Gurley. It's no way he's coming back because I feel like the players that they let go already just prove that we're not signing any guys that have injuries in their history. If you have a lot of injuries in your past, Terry Fontenot, and they're not playing that. And I think it's mainly because we don't have a lot of money. So we can't take risks. Right now, we have to get the sure thing, or at least get those players that are solid starters. We can't play around because our cap is so tight. We can't hit and miss. We got to hit on like in the draft, we got to hit on these picks. The same thing, and that's why I'm thinking with the Matt Gano signing or him getting that tender, he's proven last season, and anytime he's gotten this opportunity, he's balled out. So they had no choice but to keep him around because he's proven that he's a guy that could possibly be a starter or a gem. Also with Arthur Smith, like Mike talked about, he's a former offensive lineman. And we've talked about this on the Heavy Hitter Show numerous times. Last year, I believe our offensive line looked a lot worse than they really are. The whole team as a whole looked a lot worse. We should have won a lot more games than we won last year. And we should have ran the ball a lot more. Like when you got guys pass protecting the whole time, your offense is going to look like trash. When you're dropping back 50 times a game, I don't care if you got all pros. Eventually, you're made to go forward, to be physical. You can't be physical backpedaling. And pretty much all season, we had those guys trying to pass protect. So I love the move by bringing back Matt Gono because he's a guy that's aggressive.
Before I get to where I want to get to, let's go ahead. Like I said, make sure y'all thumbs up and share this video while we at it here. Like I said, let your friends, let your family, let your enemies know we doing this thing every Monday.
Bring them Saints fans up in here. Look, y'all all welcome. It's all good.
Exactly. I don't give a damn. We got Bit Low Country Sports in the building. Let's see, he cutting it up with the folks in the chat. What's going on, Bo? Let's see. Atlanta Nation, he just joined us. We got Fred Moe Jr. in this thing. But I'm gonna get back to what he said right here. Matt Gono was my MVP for this season. I don't give a damn what nobody else say. Because, like you said, when you put him in there, hey, wasn't nobody getting past him.
Well,
wasn't nobody really getting past him like that. Now, James Carpenter punk ass, on the other hand, everybody was blowing through him. I was gonna make a joke on that, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
I already know what you
But we got another $5 super chat here for Mr. Gregory Brown. You know, he's coming in here. He doing the thing.
We appreciate it. We definitely appreciate it, man. Everything you guys donate to the channel, man, goes into making this channel one of the best. We're talking about the best news site for you guys. Like, this is all for you guys. So we're working for y'all, man. So we appreciate it.
Exactly. No, we don't pocket this shit just for shits and giggles.
We put this right back into the business so we can make it even bigger for y'all. So we will have us Atlanta Falcons fans, so we can have a place where we can be talked about. Because, like Kevin, we were just talking about this this weekend, how we saw how many damn, like, every clip that ESPN showed, ESPN and NFL Network, every clip was negative. Every clip that we saw was negative, bro.
It was like every team, they showed every free agent in the hold on, let me excuse my words here. Every NFL free agent in this free agency class with a highlight tape against the Falcons. I found that offensive.
Yeah, yeah, that really pissed me off. So they already don't like us. And that's why I say, man, like, everything you guys donate and help us with, man, this is truly here for you guys. Like, we got after shows where we talk about you guys coming on and being heard. Like, that's what we're trying to get, convey. So
exactly. All right, so we got those two out the way, but like I said, we're gonna get to the real reason why these folks have come to watch us today, and that is, what were your surprises so far in day one? Like, was there any contracts that you was like, wow, I didn't expect that? Or were there some contracts you were like, well, why they do that? Where they do that at type stuff. And like I said, this goes for the chat as well. Like I said, y'all can chime in on this too. See what kind of, to give us y'all thoughts as far as what surprises did we see. Oh yeah, I forgot to finish the guy super chat up. Man, my Jeffrey Brown, he was talking about staying in Dallas. He's moving back to Atlanta. how a Dallas fan gonna argue with a Falcon fan saying DQ gonna give him a top 5 defense. Let him find out on his own. Let him find out on his own. We ain't gonna want. You tell him to watch AFN. Watch all the AFN material. We got all the Dan Quinn shit we talking about.
Film breakdowns and all. We got them all.
Hey, look, just Jeff, just tell him there's a reason why we call him Gilbert. That like I said, and since I'm gonna say that, like I said, hey Jeff, next time that Cowboy fan tell you that, just show him a picture of this. Just show him a picture of that. Just show him that. That's all they need to know.
That's for sure. That fake tough guy. That's what he is.
Exactly. But like I said, appreciate it, homie. But yeah, like I said, I know the main surprise everybody probably had as far as this free agency so far is the Taysom Hill $140 million contract. I use air quotations in this because all his years are avoidable. So basically means is you fuck up one time, we can cut your contract. You can be a free agent whenever you want.
Go ahead, Jude.
So
I believe it to you.
I'm about to say because I remember because I didn't know the contract had. Mike had to tell me the contract himself. I said, "Wait, what? You sure about that? You sure about that?" Unless he playing the Falcons 16 games a season, I don't know about that. Right, but when I found out it was all his years were avoidable, I like, yeah, this is a cop-out contract right here.
Exactly.
They finding every cop-out they can find. So basically just saying outside of his signing bonus and his roster bonus and shit, that's the only thing that's guaranteed on his contract. That's about $9 million out of a $140 million contract.
That's just dumb, man.
Ooh.
You go ahead and take it, Jude, because
go ahead, Jude.
Well, I'll say the one that caught me by surprise because New England was signing everybody. They've been the most active so far in free agency was the Matt Judon signing. I was surprised that Baltimore let Matt Judon get out the door. Now I don't know on the Baltimore Ravens end like how much money they have or how much cap space they have. I'm assuming they have none because I'm like, who is their other pass rushers? I thought Matt Judon was like their main guy. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, I don't think it's a matter of them not having the money. I talked about this. We talked about this earlier. They have yet to sign Lamar Jackson to a long-term deal. So in their eyes, I don't think it's smart. As we know, if you don't take care of your quarterback first, then contracts with other players are just like, what's the point? So I think they want to get Lamar deals done first before they commit to anybody.
Okay, that makes sense. I didn't think about that. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. You know, I believe in paying your quarterback first. I mean, you got to pay your franchise player. We've seen that in Dallas. We talked about that on the last show about them paying everybody but that. So I get that. But I was really shocked to see New England was able to get Matt Judon because I thought he was like their number one pass rusher. Because I believe they let him go and they lost Yannick Ngakoue. Now, one thing I can say about Baltimore is they understand how to draft. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Draft those players. So I'm not too worried about Baltimore because I know they know how to draft the trenches. So I'm pretty sure now that we've seen this, the Falcons, we better take some trench players early because Baltimore, you can book it. Duke said it first. Baltimore is definitely going to draft the edge player. Now that they let all these guys walk, they have no choice but to draft edge players or draft guys in the trenches. So hopefully the Falcons are paying attention to this and we go out and draft some guys on the edge and on the inside. Because one thing I can say about Baltimore, I can give them the benefit of the doubt and letting guys walk. the biggest reason I was afraid, because we still don't know what players out there. But I really feel like with the Falcons, it's still some players that might get cut. Like it's still looming. The Dante Fowlers, you guys know I'm a big Dante Fowler fan. I don't want to see him get cut. And the reason is because in the past, we don't understand how to draft in the trenches. So I'm all about, if I've seen you do it before, I've seen Dante Fowler when he had running mates get 11 sacks. When he was with the Jaguars, he was a beast. When he was with the Rams, he was a beast. So that's why I'm big on bring him back and just add to it, because our defensive line is shambles. But that was the main guy. The main two were Jonnu Smith. That's another one for New England. He got a big contract. And I was surprised because he was a name I kind of had linked to the Falcons because his familiarity with Arthur Smith. I was really surprised to see New England pay him all of that money. But one thing that I noticed is New England, when it comes to tight ends, they understand how to bring in good tight ends. So with them giving Jonnu Smith that money, I'm like, yeah, Jonnu Smith is like that, because New England don't just pay bums, especially not for tight ends. They've had some of the best tight ends, Aaron Hernandez, Gronk. We know the list of guys that they've had in Foxborough. So those were the two biggest ones that I seen that I was really shocked by, is the Jonnu Smith signing, because I thought he was going to be a player that was going to be one of those mid-tier type signings, but he actually got the bag from New England. And then I was really surprised with Matt Judon, just for the mere fact that, to me, he's Baltimore's best pass rusher. So now they have covered his bear for the Ravens. So those were the two that kind of caught me by surprise today.
Okay. Right before I get the mic, like I said, it's just breaking news. Like you said, Corey Davis just signed with the Jets. So the Titans just lost two of their top three receivers in this free agency class. So now it's the Derrick Henry, AJ Brown show.
Look, I guess they drafted a wide receiver too. A wide receiver.
Right. Yeah, Devon, like I said, Patriots side, Nelson Aguilar's half-handed ass for $26 million. If it wasn't, look, I said it like this: if it wasn't for Nelson Aguilar 2 years ago, we would have started off 0-8. If it wasn't for Nelson Aguilar. So that's one good thing he did.
Wide open drop on the sideline.
Exactly. Hold on. Reggie said, how many free agents can we sign tomorrow? Arthur Blank just got his stimulus check.
Man, that man is a stimulus.
That motherfucker, hey, don't even shit. We ain't got nothing. He ain't finna be spending his stimulus check on none of this. He finna use the team money for this shit.
Free agency does not work. I'm gonna just say this: free agency does not work. It does nothing for your team. Every once in a while, you may get a guy that turns into a superstar, but like most of the time, 9 times out of 10, free agents don't come in and just be immediate superstars. Like you're essentially. There's a reason why. You always say this. There is a reason why they let these guys go. Okay. Some guys peek through, other guys don't. But for the most part, these guys are free agents for a reason. So we got Yannick Ngakoue. You got guys like Todd Gurley, who were former stars. A lot of these, like even Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith was a very good tight end, but like, is he a number one tight end? I don't think he's a number one tight end, but I think the Patriots have a plan on how they're going to use him. So that's essentially why they're going to use him in their offense. But it's like a lot of these guys in free agency, it's like, I know they sound good and they may look good on paper, but like we just did a whole damn show on former free agents from the Atlanta Falcons. Do we need to go through that again? Do we really need to go through that?
Man, we having a good show. We don't need to get depressed after listening to that shit.
Free agency really doesn't work the way that you guys think it does. It really doesn't. How many times have we signed guys and we think, now, the reason why we even got Johnny Abraham is through a trade. Tony Gonzalez through a trade. Like most of the big deals that we've had with our team has become because of a trade. So free agency, man, it's like I don't get too excited or too up or too down when it comes to free agency. That was like only one signing that in the last 10 years that we really did well on, and that's only because of his tie to Kyle Shanahan, and that's Alex Mack. Like he was set on coming here because of Alex Mack. So unless there's but even with that, there's so many players there's so much turnover in the NFL that you're not going to see a lot of guys stay or go to this team or go to that team because of a coach. So it's like from year to year, you never know what you're going to get from these players. So it's like even the money that they're getting is not good enough, to keep these guys around. Like these players are going to go after that bag, man. So it's like I don't really even put too much stock into free agency. A lot of these guys are just free agents for a reason, and they just looking for money. Not really great players, but they're good enough players. So that's where I see it.
Okay. All right, we got a couple comments I just saw here that, like I said, I want to highlight here. Ultra Shadow 97, he's coming to talk about where the Patriots getting all this money from. I'm jealous. Shh. You seen their roster from last year? That's why they got all that money.
Half of them didn't even play the season. Half of them didn't even play it. Come on,
Exactly. Whatchamacallit, Robert Kraft got them ties too, so he got money. We not gonna say what ties he got, but he got ties. So
we know that part.
Exactly. Young Sizzle came with one. He was talking about any safeties y'all looking at. But you talk about as far as the draft. I think everybody here pretty much has a different safety that they want. That kind of is in there. I'm gonna let Mike get his safety out the way. Like, what safety in this draft are you looking at as far as who you would want for this Falcons defense?
I want Cisco, man. I just want Cisco. I just love his aggressiveness. It reminds me of Buda Baker coming out. Like Buda, when he came out, he was one of my he was the top safety for me. The Falcons need a safety where, like, I don't care about being able to tackle as a safety. I don't give a damn. Like, you can draft anybody. Like, you can put anybody on the field that can tackle, but like consistently tackle like Keanu Neal, maybe not. But that's not what you want your safety to solely focus on. You want your safety in this current NFL is to be able to not only tackle well, but he got to have that range. We don't have a lot of range at any of our safeties. Like Ricardo Allen was always 2 years too late and stuck in mud. Keanu Neal was always stuck in mud, but when he got you, he got you. It's like that's not the NFL we're talking about now. The game has changed with safeties and like with the defense in itself. This is why I say the Falcons defense was outdated because they didn't blitz. They used the same, schemes over and over again. Just cover three. This NFL just got too many athletic guys. These guys are just, you got too many Tyreek Hills out there. You got too many Turbo Taylors out here to be playing the same scheme over and over again. So for me, I think we got to get a guy like, I know a lot of people saying Trevor Moore. I really don't like him because he reminds me too much of a Keanu Neal. But I want a guy who can do it all. And I know for a fact when you look at Andre Cisco, this dude ain't got no problem with doing it all. That dude will line up anywhere and he will make his impact felt. That's what I want from a safety because we've seen safety that was incredibly smart, Ricardo Allen. We've seen safeties that can knock your block off, Keanu Neal, but we haven't had that safety that can do it all, that has that playmaking. It's like DeMonte Casey was supposed to be that, but like his athleticism is just not there. It lacks from a lot of free safeties in the league. So he doesn't have that athleticism. Now with that Achilles injury, we don't know if he's going to be the same, the same safety. So I got Cisco coming out. Cisco is my dude, man.
I agree with you, Mike. I like Cisco, but just to say throw another name out there, since you already talked about Cisco out of Syracuse, I also like Richie Grant out of UCF. I think he's another safety that's extremely smart.
Yeah,
Like he reminds me a lot of Devontae Casey when I watch him, just with more range because he wears the same number 27. He's not the biggest guy, and that's the only knock because I kind of like my safeties to have a little bit of size on them because they're the guys that kind of fill the hole and they can kind of lay the wood when somebody comes across the middle. I don't care about my corners. Like, you know how Dan Quinn loved corners to be super tall and long? I don't care about my corners being long and stuff like that. As long as you can cover, I really don't care about size when it comes to cornerbacks. Because I've seen guys like Brent Grimes, who was tiny, but dudes had, he had athleticism. He wasn't a big guy. He was tiny. Like Brent Grimes was a small corner, but he was a beast. Another guy we talked about a couple weeks ago, Rondé Barber for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was tiny. Like he didn't have the size as a DB, but he just had the awareness and he knew how to jump routes and things of that nature. He was just extremely smart. So when my cornerbacks, I really don't care about size, but when it comes to safeties, I kind of like my safeties to have a little bit of size on them. So that's the only knock on Richie Grant, but he has the range and he's a ball hawk. So I like Richie Grant. He's another name y'all might want to watch out for other than Cisco. I think Cisco is a little bit more physical because Cisco can do it all. Like Mike was saying, he'll hit you. He can cover. He's kind of like an Ed Reed where he can do everything. He like a Troy Polamalu where he not only can come down and tackle and things in that nature in the box, but he also has that range. But if you want a guy that's going to be like a Earl Thomas that can cover, Richie Grant would be the guy that I would tell you guys to look out for as a safety. That's my safety I would go with. If Cisco is not on the board at the time, or maybe if we wait a little bit later in the draft, I think Richie Grant might be drafted after Cisco. So he's the guy that I would say look out for out of UCF. I like Richie Grant a lot.
I'm gonna put my Kstylz spin on this topic right here. I don't give a damn who they get. It's gonna be a major upgrade of what we had. Let's be honest. Like I said, I respect what they did, but bruh.
Keanu can't cover. I love Keanu together, but he cannot cover.
Keanu can't cover. Ricardo Allen late all the time. KZ trying to be crazy. KZ. I don't care. Like that, they all look better than what we had. But let me hear a couple more of these comments here. Like I said, wifey said, "Do it right, get the ring long overdue." Damn right. We gotta get this right. We gotta get this right.
You can't mess this up.
Fred Moore said, "At least we got a punter."
Oh.
That is disheartening for some fans. That is disheartening. What you say, Mike?
Better than what people. It's like everybody talking about giving up. Like y'all giving up on a team that was actually good. Like the Falcons have always growing up as a Falcons fan. Like you talking about depression. We lived in depression, okay? And now we got a taste of what a good team is. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, y'all ain't lived until you lived in the 80s, 90s watching those guys. Like even in the early 2000s, like, bro, this team was bad for a long time. We good. We are a lot better than what it is. So don't give up, man. This team is right around the corner. They understand what they need. We going back to that run the ball. We being more physical. Honestly, that's what we did. We got too happy with all the highlights and the Julio Jones having 300 yards, in the game. We just got too prissy. And we going back to what we've always been. Even in the 2012, 2010, 2012, that team, we scored a lot of points, but we were physical. That was a physical defense. That was a physical offense. They would run the ball down your throat. So we just got to get back to what we were, man. It's like ain't no you. Like seriously, we are a much better team and organization. First and foremost, we are a much better organization than what they were under the Smiths.
That sounds about right there. Let's get them more of these comments right here. Then we're gonna continue where we left off at. We got Millie Mills. He said, "What about the Browns signing another safety?"
John Johnson. I think that. Shoot.
That one caught me off guard right there. I ain't even gonna lie to you on that one.
I didn't see that happen. I can say the same.
Reggie said Robert Kraft is dipping into his massage parlor stash.
Hey, I'm leaving that one alone. Y'all can have that.
I'm gonna let them go ahead and kick that one. Ultra Shot 97 says it's a lot of non-believers in this fan base.
I mean, what's the point of being a fan if you gonna always talk about, like, seriously, man? Let's just wait and see. Like, honestly, man, that's boring to a lot of people. But like, let's give them a chance. You don't know what they are. Like I said, I said this the other day. The Falcons were projected to be 5-11 in 2016. What happened, guys? What happened?
11-5 happened. 11-5.
Swap it.
What's the damn Super Bowl? We went to a damn Super Bowl. So like what? Let it play out. Just let them, give them a chance to get things right. We got a quarterback. We have arguably the greatest wide receiver of all time. We're good. And he probably is the best number 2 receiver in the damn league, Calvin Ridley. We're good, people. Grady Jarrett is, in my opinion, the second best defensive tackle in the damn league. We got pieces, so there's no need to be, oh God, we don't have, no, we got players. We definitely have players.
All right, we got another free agent signing here. Ronald Darby signed with the Broncos.
Who? Ron Darby?
They can have Ronald Darby, dog.
They
can have him, dog.
Hey, I didn't say I wanted him. I just had to add
Nah, I'm not mad at you, Kstylz. I had read an article when they were talking about the Falcons might try to get him, and I was like, oh, Lord, please, no.
Man, they got an article the Falcons trying to get every damn body.
Yeah, man. I was like, please, no. They can have that man, dog.
Mike Lennon, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Trubisky. They trying to give us every damn quarterback except for the one we got.
Jacoby Brissett. They put Janu Smith in there. I heard a Nelson Aguilar one. I was like, oh no, y'all tripping. Let's see. So speaking of that, look like Tampa Bay is reloading up the old farts again.
Kstylz, I'm glad you went there, dog.
Go ahead.
Look, Drew, before you get there, let's get a couple more of these comments and more shout outs in here. We got Humble Brando in here. Now they say Daniel Connor, Mr. Lee the third, Donta Spates. Like I said, we got Young Still in here, Charles Cole.
Fan also. Go ahead and hit that subscribe fan. Trying to get us to 1,000, man. So check that out. Sorry about that.
You good, man. You always got to plug it in, man. We got to plug it in. Let these folks know what we do around here. And Devon Stanford called Ronald Darby the toaster because he always getting burnt. He damn sure was. Oh, man. We got a $2 super chat here from Drop.
What's good? That's my boy.
He said, you guys see Kenny Vaccaro being a target?
Yeah, my boy Michael just talking about him the other day. Kenny Vaccaro.
Yeah.
I'll say this real quick. Go ahead, Kstylz.
I don't think they're gonna go for him. To be honest with you, unless you're gonna be, like I said, unless you're gonna be using the EBT debit card, I don't see them getting him no time soon.
The reason why I even give him a shot. The reason why I even give him a shot because of the relationship with Fontenot. Like outside of that, like we can't disregard the fact that these guys, when all else fails, they're gonna go back to what they are comfortable with, and they are comfortable with guys with that know. So, like that's the reason why I say he is a candidate. You brought up something. I believe it was you who brought this up that a lot of the Atlanta Falcons are essentially right now they're just cleaning house on guys that have had long history of injuries, and right now those guys don't fit with what they want with this new regime, because a lot of people don't know that, like, the Falcons have been, like, we're talking about major injuries. I think he had like 3 or 4 players like for the last 2 to 3 years on IR. Like the Falcons, their injury history has not been good with it. So they fired all. The Falcons fired every day. They fired the GM, the assistant to the GM, the training staff assistant. They got rid of everybody. So, like, I don't think that I honestly just don't think, the Falcons are just not going to go after guys that we are accustomed to seeing. It's going to be, we're going to find a lot of hidden gems for a lot less money than what you're seeing right now, because everybody's spending money on players that we are comfortable with seeing. But sometimes even those players that you're comfortable seeing don't really contribute the way that we expect, man.
Okay, definitely. Yeah, I see people talking about Drew Brees being gone. I was about sick and tired of looking at that news yesterday, boy. It was like the whole day. I'm just waiting for other news. We didn't even talk about Aaron Jones. Soon Aaron Jones got signed. And then you got Kyle Juszczyk. He signed with the 49ers. Leonard Floyd just signed with the Rams. All yesterday with Drew Brees. Oh Lord, I was like, boy, they showed his highlights like it was a damn funeral about to happen over there.
Right. Like, golly, the man is retiring.
Exactly. And I think he about to be with the NBC crew, NBC football crew or something like that. I know they have been working on that for like the last couple of years. All right, so we like I said, this is the part of the show. Like I said, we're gonna let the chat ask as many questions as they can, and you gonna get our input on those questions. And we 172 strong in this thing, 172 plus strong on this thing. So we appreciate everybody tuning in with us, because I know you're ready for the Falcons to do something, anything. Might look like he contemplating over there what the hell he about to say. Unless he froze up.
I thought he was froze. I
think so. But we're gonna wait on him. Colin asked, do you feel like a team sweep is coming after next season if we go 7-9, including Matt and Julio? I think that may be the reason Terry doesn't want to restructure the vets. Yeah. I say the reason why they don't really want to restructure those vets is because if you do, you just pushing the problem back.
Right.
So you like I said, if you got the problem as far as the dead cap right now, just take it to the chin. And like I said, don't push it all on the future, because especially this is if you try to build this team for the future. Like you said, anything can happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I feel like with the whole Matt and Julio, this could be their last hoorah. It just depends on who we draft. Like, we go with a young quarterback, then Matt could. It comes down him and Julio. If it comes down to, like, we draft Trey Lance or one of these, top quarterbacks, but you never know. Like, I really think that they may end up giving them to the end of their contract. You know what I'm talking? I think Julio and Matt got like 2 years left on their deal, if I'm not mistaken. So they might just let them play out their contract, depending on really what I think it depends on is if they're the problem. Like, if Julio Jones has another season where he's like injury prone, like he was this past season, where he's like out a lot of games because of hamstring injuries, or if he has another serious injury, knock on wood, then that could be a reason why I could see them move on. Or if like Matt Ryan has a subpar season for some reason, like he throws a bunch of interceptions, which I don't see happening, or he just he shows some serious decline. Like all of a sudden he can't throw the ball down the field, kind of like Drew Brees, where we see like his arm shot. That's the only reason, the only way I could really see them moving on from a Matt Ryan and a Julio. But really, I think we need to start embracing, like, Julio Jones and Matt Ryan might be here for the remainder of their contract. Like, we might as well just go ahead and swallow it, like swallow our pride. Even if we draft the quarterback, If Matt Ryan's still playing at a high level, I don't see them moving on from Matt Ryan. Because what a lot of people are not thinking or thinking about or contemplating is what if we go and have a deep playoff push, like kind of just like how Green Bay did. They took a number one quarterback last year in Love and he sat behind Aaron Rodgers. But say we do the same thing this year. We go deep into the playoffs. We don't win the Super Bowl, but we go deep into the playoffs. Do you think that Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith are going to move off of Matt Ryan after one season with this new regime? I can't see them moving on from him if they have a good season this year. Him or Julio. If they still playing at a high level, why would you move off of that? We see how long New Orleans didn't want to move off Drew Brees. Drew Brees was half of what Matt Ryan is at this point in his career. And like you said, they act like it was a funeral. They still didn't want this man to retire. They begging this man to stay. And this man like, look, I done everything I can do, dog. My arm is shot. I done broke ribs. I done almost died out there on the field. They still like, come back one more year, one more last hoorah. They're like, this man done.
Man, this man trying to play with his kids.
Hey, man.
Dude, the crap about 17 damn ribs.
I'm gonna say it like this. My thing is that nobody thinks about what if this quarterback fails. Now, this is what I'm talking about. You're already in a position where you're strapped for cash anyway. Just because you're sitting at 4 doesn't mean it's a good idea to stay at 4, because financially you still don't understand, people, that you still have to pay the rookies. They're not free. This is not goddamn giveaway. This is not a damn what you call it, damn flea market where they get out they're giving everybody free clothes and stuff. It's not like that. You don't get free clothes. Goodwill. This ain't Goodwill where you getting out free clothes, free hat, free shoes. This is not free. Drafting players are not free. You gotta pay these guys. And these guys are coming to the league making 15, 20 million just in the first round itself. We don't have the money. And then when you draft these guys, you're paying these guys for the future. So guess what? Their money ties into the next year and the next year and the next year. And the way that NFL, the salary is going right now, it's like, look, this man just got $500 million. $500 million to play quarterback. So the market on these quarterbacks are going up. And they're prorated. Anybody know what prorated means? Everybody know what that means? You got it, that's it. It's up. You're going up.
It goes up every year.
It goes up. So that's more money you're giving these guys. So be happy with what Matt Ryan and Julio, they're only getting paid. Just take this. I'm gonna say it like this. I'm in with this. Julio Jones is getting paid the exact same amount as Slant Thomas right now. Almost the exact same amount as Slant Thomas. And you take that to the goddamn bank. Take that shit to the bank.
Hold on. Ghost Peppers, they came with a comment here. I think Mike go look at this and just look crazy as hell on this comment. Look, Ghost Pepper said the Cards are releasing Robert Offer.
Whoa.
But he said he never played a game for him because he was injured the whole time.
Hold on, they just signed him. Hold on.
They re-signed him, I think, though. They re-signed him. I think they let him go and then they re-signed him because they wanted to sign him at a lower. Yeah, they signed him for a cheaper deal. They did cut him at one point. Yeah.
Oh Lord. I guess for every flag that he could have potentially had, they lowered the price, huh?
Hey, they were smart, man. Whoever manipulating their cap, we need to learn how to do that. Cut somebody and bring them back, even if we want them. Matt Carrolley talked about it. Y'all go back and watch the show when Matt Carrolley came on. He talked about it. They gonna ask Dante Fowler, look, take a pay cut, which basically is cutting the player and re-signing them for less. That's the same thing, basically. Restructuring is the same. You just asking the player, look, this was your numbers last year. Let's rework some stuff. We're not trying to, cut you, but he talked about it. If he's not willing to do that, they might have to cut him. if he ain't willing to roll what they asking him to do, depending on how bad we need the money, because regardless of it, we got to get under that 182 mil, regardless. When the league year start, we got to be up under. It don't matter who we got to cut. We got to get. It's a reason the Saints cut their whole team because they don't have no money. They over the cap, dog.
Because you actually get penalized as an organization if you're not under the cap. So as an organization, it's either you get under the cap or you get a huge fine on top of it. So you make the choice.
And possibly lose draft picks and stuff like that. So nobody ain't got time for that.
Right. Oh, my bad. I was looking at my phone. I guess the Patriots just signed another receiver, Kendrick Bourne out of San Francisco.
Boy,
God damn, boy. Lord have mercy, boy. They going all in this year. But Tony Wright,
they finna sign me in a minute.
They've been had Jude Talk Sports at the special teams gun up in this damn thing. Hey, shit, y'all got a good water boy position. I'm available. Shit, fuck it. Hey, you know how much the water boys get paid? They get paid almost $70,000 a year.
Hey, I want the position too.
Shit, hell yeah.
I go live on the sidelines.
Hold on, we got another $2 super chat here. We got new drop. He said the Falcoholic seems to forget that fact.
Well, Falcoholic is cool, man. But like I said, well, we just do things differently. We're with the fans, man, and we want to give the fans exactly what you guys need. And like I don't know what their philosophy is, but what we do here, we listen to you guys, and you guys first and foremost. Like you guys make AFN, Ju Talk Sports, Just Kstylz, Miss Maggie T, like you guys make everything go. So what we do here, God bless Falcoholic and everybody else blogging dirty, but what we do here, we represent y'all. We're trying to give y'all everything that you guys need.
All right, we got a couple questions here from Tony Wright. I'm gonna let you get this first question. This is a question for him, basically asking, we need a backup quarterback. Who do you think we'll sign in free agency? And then he got another question for Mike.
Okay, so question by Tony. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Is Marcus Mariota a free agent still?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. He's a guy that I would like. I hear a lot of people saying Mitchell Trubisky. I'm more on the Marcus Mariota train. He's the guy that I would go with because he's been a starter. He has experience. Here in Atlanta, for whatever reason, we want a quarterback that can run. So Atlanta Falcons Nation, this guy can actually run. Go watch his clips. If you never seen Marcus Mariota play, when he was in Tennessee last year, I believe he was with the Las Vegas Raiders as their backup. He played with the Oregon Ducks at Oregon University years ago. He's a guy that can run and throw. So I wouldn't mind having a guy like Marcus Mariota. Basically, he's no threat to be the starter. He knows his place at this point. Basically, now pretty much a career backup. But I like Marcus Mariota because if Matt Ryan goes down for any reason, which I talked about in my last video, you guys go to my channel, Ju Talk Sports, to get a quick plug in there. We almost at 1,000. We like 55 subscribers away from 1,000. So get your boy to 1,000. But with that being said, my last video, I talked about Trey Lance, us being at Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith going to Pro Day. And I talked about it. If Matt Ryan goes down, which, knock on wood, he's been the Iron Man since he's been with the Atlanta Falcons. But if he happens to go down, this is the reason why we had Matt Schaub for all of those years, is we want a capable backup. So this is not somebody to take Matt Ryan's job and create a quarterback controversy. But I think Marcus Mariota, to answer his question, would be the guy I would go with. That's a free agent out there. Because I've talked about it numerous times, Arthur Smith likes mobile quarterbacks. Yeah, he can deal with Matt Ryan. Why can't he deal with a player like a Matt Ryan? Because Matt Ryan is mobile. Believe it or not, a lot of our Falcons fans don't believe that Matt Ryan is mobile.
I got a video coming on that. I'm highlighting his mobility. So stay tuned for that video.
Yeah, he's mobile. He's not a guy that's gonna run a 4.2 or 4.3 or 4.4 40 in Matt Ryan. But Matt Ryan can run, believe it or not. If he needs to get a first down, we've seen Matt Ryan run for first downs. We've seen Matt Ryan run for touchdowns. So I believe that Marcus Mariota, to answer his question, would be the guy I would go with if I were the GM, because he has the experience. He's a player that you can count on if Matt Ryan happened to go down and say we were in the playoffs or something like that. Marcus Mariota could be a guy that could be a game manager, won't make a lot of mistakes. He can run the ball, use his legs, and we know that he likes dual direct quarterbacks because he was just with Ryan Tannehill, who's a little bit more athletic than a Matt Ryan, but he's not as athletic as a Marcus Mariota. So Marcus Mariota is that nice in between. He might not have the arm of Tannehill. I think Tannehill may be a little bit a better passer, a more accurate passer, but Mariota is a solid guy that I would go with if we wanted a backup quarterback that could come in, won't cost us a lot of money. And I think he's a guy who could come in if Matt Ryan, something happens, like the one year when he went down for a game or two when Matt Schaub came in against Seattle a couple years ago. That's something that Marcus Mariota could do. He did it last year as well with Las Vegas. I don't know if you guys remember, but he actually played a couple snaps or maybe even a whole game when Derek Carr, I think, went out with like a concussion or something like that. He played really well. So Marcus Mariota would be the guy I would go with. I like his game. I think that he would fit in this team with the RPOs and the quarterback keepers. He can do that type of thing. And he's a guy that's accurate, can throw the ball down the field and use the weapons that we have.
Okay. Nice. But and I was about to say, before I get to Mike's question, here's a little tidbit that I actually came and thought of, and Mike, we talked about it too. I wouldn't be surprised if the Falcons had pulled a trade off with Denver and got Drew Lock out of that deal and swap picks. I wouldn't be surprised.
I like Drew Lock. I like Drew Lock a lot.
I wouldn't be surprised because you still get a young quarterback and you still get that top 10 pick at the same time. A young quarterback that has NFL experience, because that's what they're going to be looking for. Yeah, but I looked at the free agents list. I don't think Mariota is a free agent this year. I think they said he's going to be a free agent next year. But this free agency class of quarterbacks is all ass. Let me just say that. It's all ass.
I'm glad you said that, Kstylz.
I know what you were already thinking. Go ahead, dude. Go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just saying, I didn't think Mariota was on the list. I wasn't too sure if he was still under contract with the Raiders. But and I didn't mean to cut you off, Mike. But all I wanted to say was I haven't been looking at quarterbacks. So for all the fans in the chat that's asking about quarterback is not the problem. So I haven't even really been looking at these quarterbacks, to be real with you guys. The only quarterbacks I've been looking at are in the draft class, and that's because I've been doing my draft board. But I haven't been looking at like quarterbacks like the Fitzpatricks in the world and those guys. I haven't been looking there because to me we're straight at quarterback. Like I feel just like everybody on this panel feels here at Atlanta Falcons Nation. Well, the guy I say I would go with in the later rounds is a Kellen Mond. I don't really think that we need a Trey Lance. The only reason I made the video about Trey Lance is because we were at the pro day. So I said, we always say if was a fifth, we all be drunk. So these are just the ifs because we don't know. Look, we're not professionals. We don't know. We might take a quarterback at number 4. We don't know what they thinking. As Kstylz always say, we don't say it for him, Kstylz.
We don't damn know.
He said every show. We don't know. We just telling y'all what we think. We don't know. They might want a quarterback. Right. They might want their quarterback of the future, and we can't be mad at them. If they decide to go there at the end of the day, we Falcons fans. I know y'all might believe that we're Matt Ryan fanboys, but at the end of the day, we're Atlanta Falcons fans. I was Atlanta Falcons fan long before Matt Ryan came on the team. We just keep it real with you guys. So that's all I wanted to say, Mike, was I haven't even been looking at the free agent list. That's why I asked you guys, remind me, is Marcus Mariota even on the list? Because I don't even know who's on the free agent list at quarterback.
Oh, I got the list right here. Y'all want to hear the list right quick?
Go ahead.
Okay, we got Alex Smith, Jacoby Brissett, Mitchell Trubisky, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Tyrod Taylor. That's your top 5 right now.
Yeah, see, that's why I said you better off just going in the draft. Just take one of these young kids, man. You don't need to look, Kstylz. I ain't gonna need to waste your time with reading the rest of that list, bro. Let's go ahead and draft one of these young guys and keep moving.
You want the next 5? AJ McCarron, Andy Dalton, Colt McCoy, Robert Griffin III, Matt Barkley.
Who? Damn, he's still alive?
Hey, we might as well bring Shaw back. Let's bring Shaw back out of retirement, dog.
I haven't heard Matt Barkley in forever. I didn't even know what the hell happened to him.
Oh, it gets funnier too. We got Joe Flacco, Josh McCown, Mike Glennon, Geno Smith, Blaine Gabbert, Brian Hoyer.
Go ahead and bring Shabby back.
Bring Shabby back.
Blake Bortles. All right, I'm done. I can't read. I'm starting to get a brain fart over here reading that shit. But hey, Mike, hit this question up by Tony Wright. He said at the D tackle position, it's possible that the Falcon scouts have found a gem on the collegiate level that is big with the same height and body as Rashid Hageman.
Well, I actually want to do a film breakdown of Rashid Hageman of 2016-17 to kind of give you guys an idea of why Grady Jarrett was able to get 3 sacks in the Super Bowl as long as well as how Vic Beasley got 15 and a half sacks. And it had to do a lot with Rashid Hageman. Rashid Hageman was that guy. Every team needs a guy that you can just plug in the trench and do all the dirty work. That's something that Dan Quinn, he's done a terrible job of putting players that does the dirty work. You know, when you look at that Mike Smith era, like a linebackers, we had Spoon, who was the flash, but you had Mike Peterson that was there, like he was the glue to that linebacker corps. So when you look at the defensive line, a lot of people say we had Freeney, we had Vic, a veteran pass rusher. We had a veteran. We had a young stud in Vic Beasley at the time. But we also had a guy that was just eating up double teams. It's like Rashid Hageman. I think that was the worst decision that this defense has ever made, getting rid of him, because he did all the dirty work for Dan Quinn. And when he left, they actually played a lot worse. And then they tried to bring him back. And for whatever reason, they never gave him a second chance. So I honestly think Rashid Hageman, if we get a guy like Rashid Hageman, but I'm thinking maybe I thought maybe Marlon Davis can fit that mold. I think he can if he bulks up a little bit more. If you want to play him inside, he would have to bulk up a little bit more. But if you want to play him outside where he can create space with his athleticism and then his size, and you bring in another guy that's equal to Grady Jarrett, like that right there, that's a pretty good offense. That's a pretty good defensive line. We're just talking about on physicality. Falcons haven't been physical on defense in a while, like quite a while. We got a small linebacker, and I like Dion, but if I was forced to make a decision, Foye or Dion, I'm keeping Foye because of that physicality. That's just my thing. We gotta get off this soft ass football. Like we gotta stop the soft football. It's not doing us any favors. This is the reason why we are where we are, because we couldn't punch the the Eagles. We couldn't punch them in the mouth. They were punching us in the dang mouth. We couldn't run the ball. It was a year after the Super Bowl. We couldn't punch the ball into the end. We couldn't punch the ball in the end zone. We couldn't run the ball. That's the real reason why it wasn't because of the defense. We just couldn't punch anybody in the mouth. That offensive line in the running game did nothing. We were soft. So that's the real reason why we losing, because we just damn soft.
All right, man. We got a $2 super chat that we got to hit up on. This is Jaron Wade. He got the $2.
$2.
super chat. He said safeties is our number one need right now. Do y'all agree with that?
No, I don't agree with that. I think we do need safeties. You can draft some safeties. My biggest problem with the Falcons, we talked about it. Mike just hit on it. Y'all know what I'm finna say. The trench, defensive line, offensive line. I know it ain't sexy. That's what you need. Did y'all watch the Super Bowl? We the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are sexy. They real sexy. They got all the players you want. They fast. They do all of the stuff. They them guys that you see at the combine running 4.2s. They them guys like dang, they can jump high. They can do all of that kind of stuff. But what happened when they went up against the Buccaneers that had an elite defensive line? All that cuteness, I didn't see Tyreek Hill giving nobody the peace sign. I seen Winfield at the end of the game give him the peace sign. He ain't do no backflips. He ain't do nothing. They shut all of that down. And that's what the Falcons, like, basically, that Super Bowl should have been a snapshot of the Falcons. Like, we have to be physical. The game is won up front. If that didn't teach you nothing, if the Super Bowl didn't teach you nothing, it taught you that the games are won in the trenches up front. If you look at the Buccaneers, I've talked about it. How do you finish games? They ran the ball with Leonard Fournette, and they got after the quarterback. That's how they won a Super Bowl. Believe it or not, everybody just sees Tom Brady got the MVP trophy. He shouldn't have got the MVP trophy. That defensive line and that defense should have got the MVP trophy of that Super Bowl. They won that Super Bowl for them. On the offensive side, Leonard Fournette was the guy that set the tone. Leonard Fournette should have been the guy on the offensive side that was the MVP of that game. But on the defensive side of the ball, the defensive line won that game. Everybody's talking about Levante David and Devin White and how great those guys are. Mike was just talking about Deion Jones. I think Deion Jones is great. I think Foye Oluokun are great linebackers. They may be the best tandem in the game. They're just as good as Levante David and Devin White. What's the difference? They don't have the defensive line that the Buccaneers have. Swap linebackers out and give us Devin White and give us Levante David with the same defensive line we had last year. They're going to look just like Deion Jones and the Foye Oluokun. And if you swap them on the Buccaneers, Deion Jones, they'll be all pros. You have to have the guys protecting you up front to let you roam and get those tackles. And I've seen so many times last year where the offensive line is getting to the second level blocking Deion. Deion is a small player. He's a small linebacker, but so is Devin White. Devin White is a spitting image. He played at LSU. If you look at those guys, they're the same player. Go look at their measurables. They're the same exact player. Devin White and Deion Jones, they're the same player. The difference is the defensive line. So we have to get back to dominating the defensive line and offensive line. If you can control the line of scrimmage, you're going to win a Super Bowl. What happened to the Chiefs last year? I'm going to talk about it in the Super Bowl again. No left tackle, no right tackle. What happened? They got demolished. Even though Pat Mahomes can run, he can throw the ball 100 yards. That don't mean nothing if you don't have no protection.
I mean, squat.
So basically, Jew, what you're saying is the Kansas City Chiefs were the Instagram models with the OnlyFans pages.
That's it.
And Tampa Bay was the average looking chick that work at Walmart.
Yeah, that average looking chick consistent though, dog. That consistency, dog. It's that consistency, dog. It ain't sexy, but it win, dog. Hey, look, they got that trophy at the end of the day. The Chiefs was sexy and losing.
Exactly. Like I said the last show, I said you got a shiny quarter and you got a dirty quarter. They worth the same. That dirty quarter might not look attractive, but guess what? You clean that motherfucker, it still spins.
Right.
Oh Lord! Look what I just look what the Red Pearl said. He said the average looking chick always give better performances.
Oh Lord!
No.
We can't do that.
We can't do that here.
We can't do that. That's a lush exchange topic right there. Wednesday at 9 p.m. All right. Hold on. We got another super chat here from New Drop. He said, if it was possible to work a trade for Daniel Hunter, send them Fowler, use some of those comp picks, maybe McGarry, and let Gano take over. Now they ain't getting rid of McGarry.
Nah, that ain't happening.
This is McGarry is a Arthur Smith type of offensive lineman. He likes that kind of offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
And Danielle Hunter coming off a serious injury. We just talked about that. The Falcons ain't having none of that. If you say you broke a nail, they looking at you. They putting you through everything, dog. We taking everybody through the rigmarole. We thought that Tat McKinley couldn't pass a physical. We checking every record you got, dog. Terry Fontenot ain't playing no games, dog. They scraping through with a fine-tooth comb.
Hey, wait a minute. You got a scraped knee. Wait a minute. Hold on. How serious was that?
They ain't playing, dog.
Oh my God, y'all ass is crazy, man. But yeah, that Hunter, like I said, it's a risk behind that. He's good.
He good.
But like you said, injuries, like you said, we cannot go through another season with having injured linemen.
I refuse to.
I'm not paying top dollar. That's the problem.
Not top dollar.
Top dollar. Right. If you're going to come play for a veteran minimum, okay, come on. But if you're trying to come over here and get the bag, that ain't happening. Especially not coming off no injuries. We just got rid of Tat McKinley. We don't want nobody with no injuries, dog.
Oh, Lord.
What the hell?
I'd have definitely started something here.
You don't always start it. Kstylz always starting something.
He said BBW's cook better. The Bucks on the BBW.
Hey man, I ain't going there. I ain't messing with y'all. I ain't not going out. Y'all not to have these women protesting
Atlanta.
Exactly.
Look, we got breaking news, y'all. They talking about Bud Dupree signed with the Titans. Yeah.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Is that really a good deal though? I mean, didn't he tear ACL or something?
Hey, he coming off an injury too. That's why the Falcons. Yeah, man. I think I like Bud Dupree game, but what did he get? Like, what was his contract? If he got the bag, hey, he coming off an injury. He coming off an injury as well. And the Steelers are known for re-signing their guys, but they came right out and said they won't even try to re-sign Bud Dupree. I don't know if it was because of a cap situation or it was more about him coming off an injury, but they was a little apprehensive about getting him in that new deal.
Oh look, I don't really see. I don't see nothing on the Bud Dupree yet.
Okay.
Adam Schefter just put out Matt Feeler. I don't know who the hell that is. I know he got 3 years, $21 million. That's the only thing I know.
Man.
I don't even know who that is. Some offensive line. He sound like a backup.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me too. I'm saying Carl Lawson to the Jets. I don't know how realistic that is. And Yannick to the Raiders. I know that's true because I seen that earlier. Like Yannick Ngakoue off the Ravens to the Las Vegas Raiders.
A lot of people saying Carl Lawson to the Jets.
I just seen that.
We just looking just to be on the safe side. Ain't nothing popped up yet, so guess I'm on the wrong site. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Like I said, we got any more questions up here in the chat and everything. Like I said, we ain't got no more questions, man. We can kind of wind it down a bit.
I got a question for the panel though, because I had a serious conversation with my younger brother today, so I definitely want to run this past y'all. Don't mind Kstylz. If you got something else in the chat, then I'll let them go with it.
No, I don't really see nothing. I just see everybody saying 3 years, $45 million for Carl Lawson.
Oh, to the Jets. Yeah, I see that.
I mean, that's almost exactly what we got for Dante Fowler. It's like that's what I mean, man. It's like we got to stop. Like, for one, free agency has just become one of those, like, it's not where it was in the 80s and 90s where you get a quality player for a certain amount of money. It's like Dion, the San Francisco 49ers got Dion for like really good deal at the time. Because like outside of that, it's like free agency is just not a place where I want to live. To be honest, like I'm not spending money on Bud Dupree, and I'm not saying he's a bad player, but Drew always say this: there's a reason why these guys let these guys walk. They're not just letting a quality player go free. Like he's either too dependent on another player or too dependent on another scheme or he just injured. It's one of the three. So there's a reason why we've seen what even Dontari Poe, like Dontari Poe was perfect here in Atlanta, but he wasn't the perfect guy in Kansas City. He was the perfect guy here in Atlanta because he was, that the complete opposite of what Grady Jarrett was. Grady Jarrett needed a space either so he could be able to be even more effective. Like that was one of his best years playing with Dontari Poe, but Captain Idiot ended up letting him walk and pretty much killed that chemistry that they had up front. So I'm just not into spending money in free agency, man. That's just me. I'd rather get a quality veteran guy to kind of be a stop, he can come in and a stopgap for the most part, but I'm not bringing him in to be a 5-year starter or anything like that. If that's what you're looking for, you're not getting that out of free agency. I mean, look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady is not even the damn 5-year starter. Like Tom Brady is as much as you guys like to praise him for winning another Super Bowl, but it's like he's not the reason why they won that Super Bowl. Let's be real. They won that Super Bowl because that defense was damn near unstoppable for the last 3 years or so. That Tampa Bay defense has been the crap for the last 3 years. They have been very good on the defensive side of the ball, and they get no credit for it. Tom Brady got all the credit for it. Shaq Barrett and Dominican Sue, those guys were absolute beasts during that playoff run. But who got all the credit for it? So I don't focus on free agency, man.
Yeah. Yeah, free, like I said, if you're a good team, free agency is just really just used to build depth on your team. Now, if you're depending on free agency to really be the vocal point of your team as far as getting stars or something, that means your GM ain't doing nothing right in the draft.
Boy, you got it. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But Drew, you said you had a question for us, right?
Yeah, I want to run it past y'all because I had a conversation with my younger brother earlier. He was talking about the Buccaneers are going to repeat as Super Bowl champs, and I basically was telling him because he was looking at the Shaq Barrett signing. They re-signed Shaq Barrett. He got the bag. They kept Levante David. So pretty much they're one of the first Super Bowl contenders or Super Bowl winners to be able to pretty much keep their full roster together. Normally once a team wins a Super Bowl, a lot of their players get paid huge money in free agency by other teams, and those players leave because they want to get their bag. Well, this year they were able to pretty much franchise tag the one wide receiver that got Godwin. Chris Godwin got franchise tag. They paid Levante David got a 2-year deal. Then I think today they gave Shaq Barrett that huge contract where he got a 4-year contract, a 4-year deal. So my brother was saying like they're going back to the Super Bowl, they're gonna repeat. And I was telling him like it don't work that way. We've seen in football numerous times where you can go from worst to first. You can be the worst team in your division. Next year you win the division. Next year you win the Super Bowl. Prime example is the Buccaneers. They were just 7-9 last year, the year prior. Then they won the Super Bowl this year, and they've pretty much been at the bottom of the NFC South the last decade, really. They've been in the bottom of the barrel, but they built their team the right way. And I was just telling him that football is a game of attrition. Like the team that can stay the healthiest usually is the team that comes out on the other end. If you got a good offensive line, defensive line, like we've been talking about, that's pretty much, the team that makes it to the end. We've seen Kansas City at the end of the year, they had both of their offensive linemen. Their right and left tackle went down. That's why a Matt Gono is valuable. Because think about it. That was the Falcons. Say we lost Caleb McGarry or we lost Jake Matthews in the NFC Championship game or something like that. You have a guy like Matt Gono, you could just plug right in and he fits. You see what I'm saying? Like he's a guy that we've seen get starter minutes and dominate. And that's what I was trying to tell my brothers. Like, I just want to know what you guys feel about them possibly repeating because they were able to keep pretty much all of their pieces together. Personally, I don't think they're repeating. Like if somebody told me that you had to put money on Vegas right now, put your money down, put your mortgage down for your house, will the Bucks go back to the Super Bowl and win it all? I don't think they're going back because chips just have to fall perfect. And we know how hard it is to get back. We got there in 2016 and everybody just knew the Falcons are a young team. They still got all their weapons. They're going to just only get better. And what happened the last couple of years? We went the opposite way. And that's what I was trying to tell my younger brothers. Like, football is one of those games where you never know. Because of injuries, one hit can put your quarterback or any star player out the rest of the season, or maybe even your career. So what you guys feel about that as far as the Buccaneers and them keeping their unit together? Do y'all think they're going back, or I want y'all take on it? I feel like they're not going back. I don't even think they're going back to the Super Bowl, let alone winning. I think the NFC is too tough and too stacked.
Go ahead, Mike.
I think this is extremely disrespectful to the rest of the league to say that just because this year they won the championship, you're just going to automatically give. And that's the reason why Kansas City is sitting where they are right now, having to get rid of both starting tackles, and they're essentially having to restructure a lot of their deals because, like you said, for year to year, things change. And that's why I had a wait and see philosophy where it's like, look, it's not sexy. Nobody likes to wait and see, but you got to wait and see because we're not looking. We don't know if Shaq Barrett is going to get hurt. We don't know if Shaq Barrett is going to have the same input. We don't know if Ndamukong Suh might pitch a fit and say, guess what? You guys better pay me because I'm a little bit more valuable than Shaq Barrett. I'm up here eating all these double teams and all that stuff for him, and he getting all the glory sacks. Like, he might want to say, look, I need my money. And he ended up leaving. Tom Brady, Gronkowski, Rojo, those guys might look at him like, look, bro, I'm not feeling this. Y'all ain't treating me right. You know what I'm saying? And decide he want to, act crazy during the regular season. So, like, we don't know any of this. And injuries, we know how injuries are. We got hit, like, bad. I think we probably got hit worse than any team. We had, like, 4 or 5 players on one side of the ball get injured in one team. So it's incredibly disrespectful to say just because this team won it this year that they're going to get it. Like, so it's incredibly. So no, I don't. Hell no. The Bucks, like, what made them so special anyway? Let's be real. What made them so special? Because it wasn't Brady, all right? It wasn't Tom Brady. Because they barely beat our ass, okay? And we were 4-12. They barely beat our ass during the regular season on the same game. And the only reason why they beat us is because we couldn't play damn 2 halves. Let's be real. That's the reason why they beat us. We can't play 2 halves of a damn game. And y'all talking about he gonna win a Super Bowl? He gonna go back? You can barely beat us. It was 28-38 in the second half of the game. We couldn't stop nobody, and y'all barely beat us. So we talking about they barely beat a 4-12 team. And they gonna go back to the Super Bowl because of who? Who? Come on, bro. Stop. Hell no. Hell no.
No.
They can barely beat a 4-12 team, and y'all talking about a Super Bowl. Man, come on, man. The only reason why they beat the damn Chiefs because they didn't have a damn offensive tackle. They literally had third stringer tackles in that game, and that's the real reason why they won that game. Let's be real. They barely beat the Chiefs with a third string. Okay, that's it. Because if they would have if they would have had any protection for Patrick Mahomes, that game would have been so much different. So much different.
All I say is there's a big difference between winning the Super Bowl and defending the Super Bowl with a bullseye on your chest. It's a big difference.
Oh, that's a great point.
Like I said, Tom Brady has went down that road before as far as having a bullseye on his chest. But how's the rest of the team going to be?
That's a great.
You have to remember, Tampa Bay ain't want that. Tampa Bay ain't been in play. Like you said, Tampa Bay ain't been in the playoffs in 10 plus years. They ain't won a playoff game in almost 10 years.
Why?
So, like I said, that was just a perfect case of they got hot at the right time. The defense got hot at the right time. Vita Vea came back and changed the whole dynamic of that defense.
Exactly.
Because I don't know if y'all noticed in that Super Bowl, Tampa Bay only played 2 defensive linemen, and that was Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh.
I'm just saying.
2. So
Suh space eater now. Suh might, like I said, Suh might like, look, bro, I need my money. I'm up here getting double and triple team, and y'all ain't giving me my money. Y'all giving all these linebackers the prop, money, but I ain't getting my money. Like, what? Hold up. I'm only making $7 million. No, I need 7 more. So that's what it's about. Like, them defensive linemen, they be serious. They serious. They will literally leave a team and go to another, and they'll command a trade. We see what happened to Jones. He was with the Patriots, and he ended up like, look, I need my money. Went to Arizona and became an absolute monster there. So these players, look, they know their value. They know their value.
Yeah, just like you said in that Super Bowl, Drew. And Ivan Wim said it here. Like I said, Andy Reid didn't make it no better for him. Like I said, if you out your starting tackles, why the hell is you trying to throw the ball 30 times in the first half?
Man. Woo. That's a whole nother story right there, boy.
Yeah, you got, like I said, you got Patrick Mahomes out here making NFL street throws.
That man up there, Superman, that man sideways. I ain't never seen the quarterback throw a ball sideways. That man was sideways.
It was 40. It was 30 yards. It was like 30 yards accurately.
On a dime. Whew.
I was surprised he ain't crack his damn sternum throwing that ball like that. I tried to throw the ball sideways one time, boy. I couldn't get up for a couple minutes. I'm like, oh hell no. Oh no. I was like this. I was like, nah, I can't do that.
Oh, my shoulder. Oh, my shoulder.
Shit. But like I said, we're gonna kind of wind it down here. Unfortunately, this is right around the end of the show. Like I said, we appreciate everybody tuning in and watching. Like I said, if y'all just joined us, like I said, just catch the playback. You get everything you need to get. Like I said, make sure y'all leave comments. Make sure you thumbs up this video on all the channels. Mad Mike Sports, Just Kstylz, Atlanta Falcon Nation. Helped you get to 1,000. He almost there. AFN trying to get to 1,000. We almost there. I'm trying to get to 1,000. Yeah, 870 on there. I'm trying to get. I'm on. Hey, look, I'm on a road to 1,000. I just need about 793 of y'all to get to 1,000.
Hey,
but we getting there. We getting there one at a time. That's all that matters. But fellas, y'all got anything y'all want to go ahead and plug up? Because I got one little tidbit that I'm going to save, but I'm going to let y'all go ahead and go first.
I just want to, well, first I want to thank everybody for tuning in as always. We appreciate y'all. Look, we do our best to give y'all the stats, the facts, and the truth, as Mike always say, and we just try to entertain y'all as much as possible. But we were talking about free agent surprises, and Kstylz talked about it a little bit, but I've skipped over it because I always talk about I don't want no retreads. Aaron Jones, he was one of the biggest surprises, and this will be like my last parting shot or whatever. The last thing I want to say, I was surprised to seeing Aaron Jones get paid because he's a guy that has been, I think, with the Packers for at least 4 or 5 seasons. So I was shocked to see him get. I think he got $48 million, 4 years and $48 million. I was surprised to see that. because they drafted a running back, A.J. Dillon, last year out of Boston College, and I really like him. That's behind Aaron Jones, but I think they signed him because the kid Williams that was behind him is not coming back. I seen something stating that he's hitting free agency, so I guess that's the reason they decided to keep Aaron Jones. Personally, I wouldn't have re-signed Aaron Jones because seen this too many times. I'm happy he got his money, and I'm always on the side of a player getting their money because he earned every penny that he got. Dude's been a Pro Bowler, I believe, 2 times already, and he's definitely a great running back. I just think that, as we know, that wear and tear on running backs, man, that wear and tear is no joke. So if you can bring in, a running back in the draft, I always go for running backs in the draft and younger running back. Always bring in. You should draft a running back every year. That's my motto. Draft a running back every year, even if it's in a later round. Just bring in, keep rotating those running backs, running back by committee. I don't believe in paying big money unless you just got an absolute star like a Derrick Henry or something like that, which are 1 in a million. I feel like you should. If it's just a guy like Aaron Jones, to me, is replaceable. No disrespect to Aaron Jones. I think he's a solid player, but we've seen it in Devontae Freeman. He looked like he was going to be the next coming of Marshall Faulk too. And then what happened? He got hurt. Same thing with Saquon Barkley. Same thing with Christian McCaffrey. Same thing with Zeke Elliott. All these running backs that got these big deals, they end up getting hurt. So, shout out to Aaron Jones for getting his money. Like I said, I'm always on the side with the players. I'm never going to be on the side with the billionaires, and they're trying to pay these millionaires. I say get every penny you can get. But he was a surprise, Kstylz, that I didn't get to hit on, that I kind of skipped over and I kind of forgot about because I didn't think he was going to get paid by Green Bay. I didn't see them re-signing him to a big contract, but shout outs to Aaron Jones. And that's pretty much all I had to say. You guys definitely go over to my channel, Drew Talk Sports. Help your boy get to 1,000 AFN. We on our way to 1,000 as well. Hit that subscribe button there as well. And this week, I'm going to have some more videos coming for you guys. Hopefully, we'll have some news or maybe some mid-tier. Look, Falcons Nation, don't get your hopes, up too high. I don't expect no big splashes coming this week. I expect the lower tier guys. Like we might hear the Falcons re-signed a guy like Darquez Denard. That could be a guy y'all might hear. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. He could be a guy that Falcons bring back because he played a solid role at the nickel role and he can play outside. So that's a guy that's the kind of signing I'm expecting later on this week. I don't expect no huge deals coming out like the Bud Duprees and all these huge names that's out there. Falcons not signing none of those guys. We don't have the money. So we might as well stop asking those questions. It's going to be them lower tier guys, which really those blue guys are how you fill out your roster. As Mike said, you don't win with building your team for free agency. We build through the draft. That's the way you build your franchise, through the draft and through development. We've seen Brian Hill. We've seen Ricardo Allen. We've seen these guys we've actually brought up through the practice squad, the Christian Blakes and the guys like that, the Zacchaeuses. That's how you build your roster. You build it from within. You don't build it from bringing, these, as we call them, mercenaries, bringing in, trying to build your team with mercenaries off other teams. You're not going to win that way. We've seen that with the Eagles when they tried to build the dream team. It didn't work out. So that's pretty much all I had. I really appreciate Kstylz for letting me kick it with him on Mondays as always. Getting the heavy hitters back together is always a good time. But with that being said, I'm gonna kick it over to Mike.
I could go a number of ways with this, but I'm gonna kick it a little something like this. Quarterback. Hey man. Look, I'm gonna just say this. We got to get out of this dream state where you think quarterbacks are just gonna get us. Like it's the answer to all our problems. Just because he can run fast, because he can throw like this. This man is the best quarterback. Like we're talking about statistically, probably one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Just where he is right now, and I'm talking about Patrick Mahomes. Like nobody has started their career like him. Maybe Dan Marino, but that's about it. That's it. he only scored 9 points in the game. Okay, just let me repeat that. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs scored 9 points. 9 points, okay? They scored 9 points. So
Zero touchdowns. Zero.
You know, 0 freaking touchdowns. So what makes you think that drafting a Trevor Lawrence, drafting a Trey Lance, or Justin Fields, how is that going to fix our issues? We're talking about winning games. So you guys, I hear you guys say this over and over again. I have no confidence in Matt Ryan. Like, what the hell did that got to do with football? I ain't got no damn confidence in LeBron James hitting the 3, but guess what? He still get the damn job done. He still get a triple-double. You know what I'm saying? He still get that triple-double, period. You know what I'm saying? He still get the job done. So, like, at this point, we got to stop with the nonsense that's thinking one player is going to change everything. One player is not going to fix. That's why you never hear us talking about if we only get this guy in free agency. If we draft this guy, you never hear us. You never hear the Atlanta Falcons Nation panel talk about one specific player is going to change everything for us. Because guess what? That's not what we're about. It's about the truth, the facts, and the stats. And stats say that one player, even if he throws for 5,000 yards 5 years in a row, the guy who just retired in New Orleans, who's that guy? He threw like 5,000 yards. Like who? Jerome Brees, 5 years in a row, 5,000 yards passing. Okay, they only got one Super Bowl to. That's it. And even that Super Bowl, everybody say that was rigged. So it's like, come on, like one player will never win a championship. One player will never win a championship. You have to have balance. And I say this even with the Golden State Warriors right now. The Golden State Warriors, everybody was so in awe about their offenses. Oh, they're hitting all these threes. But no one gives Draymond Green the credit that he deserves, being a defender. Been like, this dude is one of the best defenders in recent history. He can facilitate. He can do all of that. Got to have balance on both sides of the ball. So in order for the Falcons to be able to get the best out of a Matt Ryan, to get the best out of a Julio, get the best out of a Calvin Ridley, Chris Lindstrom, and Caleb McGarry, who I dropped the video on earlier today, in order to get the best out of them, you got to have a defense. You cannot win a game without a defense. Okay, we were one stop away from winning a championship. All they had to do was tackle little James White, and they couldn't even do that. But we sitting up here talking about, oh, if we draft a quarterback. Stop it. We make a damn tackle, we win the Super Bowl. That's it. We just talking to man one time, and we couldn't even do that. But we talking about Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. Let's be real, people. So let's start with the unrealistic expectation, thinking one player, one free agent, bringing in the JJ Watt. Even if we sign a JJ Watt is not going to change everything for us unless we come out with that mentality, what the Bucks did. And I was talking about this earlier. Everybody said that, you know, the Bucks, they got lucky. No, they didn't. They had a great defense. They brought in another running back to go with Rojo. And they had a quarterback that doesn't make mistakes. That was a thoughtful, that was a well thought out plan. Because like even Bruce Arians, even at his point in his career, he changed his whole philosophy to fit a championship team. That's what you're supposed to do as a coach. Change your whole philosophy. This dude like to throw out. Look, Bruce Arians loves to throw the ball deep. That's all he wants to do is throw the ball deep. And he changed his whole philosophy to fit Tom Brady into it. And they won the championship. That's how we have to do. Get out of our own unrealistic expectations for what a quarterback and what's exciting. I don't give a damn about what's exciting. I want to win. So that's mine. That's mine, man. Maybe I gotta cut this motherfucker up like again. Maybe I'll cut this up at the end of to kind of let you guys see it again. But you guys gotta hear this. Stop with the unrealistic expectations.
All right. Was that kind of like a mini rant in a way, or was that
a mini rant?
Mini rant. That sounds about right. Hey, and to prove the Mike's point, I actually found a picture. I found a picture.
Uh-oh.
To remind y'all where the Super Bowl got changed at. Mike, you know where I'm about to go with this. Do y'all want to be reminded of this shit? Now tell me what this Matt Ryan's fault here. Was that the quarterback's fault right there?
You got 3 people around this man, and nobody could touch the damn ball. Like nobody. You know what that looks like? That looks like the Dallas game right there. Right there. That looks like the Dallas game from this year.
Exactly.
Last season. 3 guys around and can nobody even put a damn finger on the damn ball. 3 people. Come on, bro.
The dude caught it with his pinkies.
My God.
Oh my goodness. Oh man, that's gonna give some folks some PTSD right there looking at that. Lord have mercy. But,
oh man, I hate looking at that picture. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm finna delete that. I'm finna print that shit out and just burn it in the yard somewhere.
Oh my goodness.
But what I'm gonna end it off in here is I wonder if Madness said I'm gonna go drink bleach after that shit.
Oh man. Whoa.
Okay. I'm gonna end it on this. This is not gonna be football related, but I kind of found this story interesting and fucking hilarious at the same time. Are y'all familiar with a guy named Matt Rowan?
I am.
Oh
Lord.
For those that don't know who Matt Rowan is, I don't know if y'all watched the news, but he was the commentator that came out and said the N-word about some girls kneeling during the national anthem, a high school game. Did you hear his response to it, which was the funniest shit I ever heard in my life?
I forget what it was. Hold on. Go ahead.
Guess what he said? He blamed his diabetes for his racism.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. What?
He blamed his diabetes. He said his sugar was low. He said he say stuff when his sugar is low.
Wow.
This is the definition of a goofy. He is a goofy.
That man said, "Hey, I'm looking at it right now. This dude literally said his sugar was low." Wow. Damn, his sugar ain't enough. Just say you had too much to drink. Damn, your
exactly. If you gonna lie, just just say you was drunk.
That's it. What happened to that excuse now?
Don't
try to get creative with the lies and shit. That motherfucker trying to put roses and shit on the lies. So, shit, lies.
So basically he lost. To put the end to the story, he lost his job. They ain't fucking with him no more.
Yeah.
I got one more thing too. Make sure y'all want to see some funny stuff. Go check out the Rough and Rowdy Boxing League. This is the funniest.
Y'all know that is hot. That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Bruh. bruh. Do I need to bring up this dude? Bruh, I'm just gonna say they had a fight between a racist and an LBGT member. They setting up fights like this. A dude hit a backflip in the middle of the fight and landed. Almost got his head knocked the fight out. But just go check that out, boy. If you want to laugh, just go check out the Rough and Rowdy Boxing Associate, whatever the fuck they call it. But that is hilarious. But I'm going to go ahead. We're going to end it on that note. Like I said, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Like I said, you make sure you follow Just Jew Talk Sports. Mm-hmm. Make sure you follow Mad Mike Sports and the Mad Mike Network. Atlanta Nation said, bruh, are you serious? They had a dude called Raccoon Boy that came to the ring out of a dumpster. This motherfucker was wearing cargo shorts to the ring.
It's definitely worth the watch. I would definitely say that.
Hold on. Do you see what Reggie just said? Do you see what Reggie just said? Somebody need to monitor my viewing habits. Bro, it ain't my fault. It's not my fault. It's just the funny stuff that comes online. It just makes me laugh, bro. I don't care. I need to laugh somewhere.
Hey, man, it's serious.
Oh my goodness. I said, oh my God. But yeah, like I said, you make sure you follow those handles. Make sure you follow Miss Maggie T, Lush Exchange. They gonna have their show on Wednesday. You don't want to miss that because you don't know what's going on. If your ass is 18 and your ass is under 18, you watch with parental supervision. Or don't watch it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But
hey, just watch them kids around me. I'll just look. If y'all got kids and y'all don't want to hear bad words, just please. Parental advisory is definitely cool. Do not leave your kids alone on this channel, especially when I'm talking. So I'll leave it like this. I'm getting better. I'm getting there.
But yeah, like I said, until the next episode of Just Kicking It with Kstylz. You don't have to go home, but
you gotta get the hell out of here. Get your stepping.
Deuces.